दामोदर की जय। जय श्री यशोदा दामोदर की जय। जय श्री यशोदा दामोदर की जय। नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्. Shall I just keep the this thing for you? Are you okay, right? I mean, the lyrics are there. We can find out from Damodarastakam, but I will just do it directly over here. You can just say Damodarastakam and you should be able to see. Yeah. Prabhuji, but would you want to highlight over here this one? Maybe is it possible to just do it on the side and so that
It's
everybody.
fine. We've got it. We've got it. Sam.
Okay. नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं. नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं. यशोदावियुलोकलादवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्य रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रं युग्मं रुजन्तं कराम्बुजायुग्मेन सताङ्कनेत्रम्. मुहुश्वासकम्पत्रिरेकाङ्ककान्ता सीताग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबादम् इति दृक्स्वालीला वै आनन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम्. तदेयेषिताज्ञेषु भक्तैर्जितात्वम् पुनः प्रेमातस्तं सतवृत्तिवन्दे. वरं देवामोक्षं न मोक्षं वदिं वा न चैन्यं वृणीहां वा रशदपिह. इदं ते वपुर्नाथा गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनश्शावीरसं किमन्ये. इदं ते मुकाम्बोजम् अत्यन्तनीलै वृतं कुण्ठालै स्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्य मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनश्शावीरस्तं लाभै लक्षलाभै. नमो देवा दामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जालभिमग्नम्. कृपा दृष्टि वृष्याति दिनं बतानो गृहाणि च ममग्नं ईदृक्षदृश्या. कुबेरात्माजो बद्धमृचैव याद्वत् त्वया मोचितो भक्ति भजौ कृतौ च. तथा प्रेम भक्ति स्वकमे प्रयाच न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे दामोदरेह. नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय विश्वस्य दाम्ने. नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं. नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं. नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं. यशोदाभियुलोकालादवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्य. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Jaya Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Jaya Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara. Jai Mata Yashoda ki, Yashoda Mata ki Jai, Damodar Bhagwan ki Jai. Hare
Mm.
Krishna. So beautiful. I can just only offer like this to all of you.
So beautiful, Prabhuji. And Pawan Prabhuji are also very nice. Both Prabhuji is doing very nice.
Thank you, Prabhu. Pawan Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining us. Indulekha Mataji, Dandu Pranam.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
I
Krishna.
accept my humble obeisances of Guru Srila Prabhupada.
All
It's so
good.
nice seeing your beautiful smiling face and your deities and your altar. Thank
Yeah,
you,
Aarti
Prabhuji.
for you all guys as well.
So beautiful, isn't it? Very nice, Pawan Prabhu. Thank you for sharing as well. That's very nice. Shall we take turns and maybe just read the translation? That would be really. Indulekha Mataji, would you want to just start with the translation and then we'll take turns?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Give me one second.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Shri Radha Damodar Ki Jai. Translation. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining is a divine realm of Gokula, who I, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from his swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Anyone would like second one?
Paritosh Prabhuji.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Paritosh Prabhu?
Yes, I'll do it. Just give me one sec.
Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with three lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with rose, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. Very nice.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Prabhati Mataji, would you like to read? Hare Krishna. Prabhavati.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm reading from mobile. Let me try, Prabhuji.
Okay, yeah. If you can, Mataji,
Lovely, man.
Okay. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is
How are
only
you? You okay?
conquered by
Yeah.
conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbues with the intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverences. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Anyone would like to read the fourth one? Sorry, Prabhuji, would you want to do that?
Here, Prabhu.
Sure, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, not the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon, which may be obtained by executing the nine processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours, as Bala Gopala in Vrindavana, may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon beside this? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Pavan Prabhuji.
You would like to? Gayatri ji, would you want to? Or Pawan Prabhu? Yeah, go ahead, Gayatri.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Ashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus feet be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pawan Prabhu, would you want to?
Yes, Prabhuji.
There you go.
O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you, O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord. Be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Usha Mataji. Usha Mataji, are you available, Mataji?
Sorry.
Uh,
I think he's on mute. Usha ji, you're on mute just in case.
maybe not Mataji is not in a normal place, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I shall read the 7th shloka.
Yes,
And
yes, Prabhuji.
we can do the last one.
Yeah.
O Lord Damodara, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manikriva and Nalukura, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give me to your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation.
I'll just read the last one. Is anyone else would like to? Yeah, maybe I can do the last one. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord who displays unlimited pastimes. Jai Yashoda Damodar ki Jai.
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 We are so fortunate to be born in the Sanatan Dharma and in Krishna consciousness as well. Because in this Dharma, it's always, even the Lord is glorified by his mother's son, Devaki Nandana, Yashoda Nandana. And it's so beautiful in our culture, like even Lord is addressed as mother's son. And one of the beautiful thing about this Damodar Ashtakam, it clearly shows that how the Lord is constantly reciprocating the love of his devotees. All that he wants toward the whole of Bhagavad Gita, even though Krishna explained all the different types of yoga, but the topmost yoga is always Bhakti Yoga. Yoginam api sarvesam madgate nantaratmana shraddha man bhajate mam same yukta tamamata. One is always thinking of Krishna within his heart. So it's such a beautiful prayer that we all took part in this in Damodara Ashtakam and lighting the candle. And it is mentioned how special this Damodara month is, that even if you just chant, even if you just light one ghee lamp in front of Krishna, it burns away millions of sins which have been committed in so many lifetimes. It is the best time of the year where we have this benediction that anything that we do in this month, by reading even one sloka from Bhagavatam, it is said like it is as good as reading all the 18 Puranas. Even if we read one sloka from Bhagavad Gita, they say like it is mentioned that we don't come back again into this material world. So, which is such a beautiful benediction that Krishna is offering us, because we all have a beautiful relationship with Krishna. Why does Krishna has to offer us this benediction during this month of Damodar? These are the times where Krishna is giving us this benediction that even if you do a small thing, Neha Bikramanastosti Prachavayona Vidyate Swalpam Abhyasya Dharmasi. Even if you do a little thing for me, Krishna says, it will save you from the greatest dangers of life and death. And also it develops in love for Krishna. And so Krishna is giving us this just by offering a lamb. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? Tesham evanukam partam aham ajnana jamaha nasiyam bhavosto jnana deepena vasuta. Krishna says, I sitting in the heart of all my devotees with a shining lamp destroy this ignorance which is born by the shining lamp of knowledge by lighting our hearts. So when we are offering our Krishna, because Krishna is always reciprocating. So when we are offering a ghee lamp to Krishna, Krishna says, I sitting in your heart, showing special mercy with the lamp of knowledge, destroying all the ignorance in our life, all the darkness, all the samskaras. So when we are offering a ghee lamp to Krishna, Krishna is also reciprocating the love with which you're offering. So whether we are offering fruits, whether we are offering a ghee lamp, it should be done with so much of devotion, love and devotion. Krishna is looking for that bhava, that with what kind of intensity, what kind of a love that we are offering this lamp. When we do that, Krishna says, I don't keep quiet. I reciprocate your feelings, and I will burn all the darkness of ignorance in your life by giving you this light of knowledge. So Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Krishna Katha is not something which we just read materialistically, but by reading constantly, Krishna gives us the intelligence, spiritual intelligence, and the knowledge from within, and gives us the realization by which we can understand Krishna. It is not something like our science books where we can mug it up, or history books. It is something, it's a book of realization. And this, as we always mentioned before Krishna Katha, Krishna himself is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti takritaha chakta deham punarjanma maiti mamiti sorjana. That by listening to this Krishna Katha, Krishna himself is saying, you don't come back. Whoever is listening to Krishna Katha, they don't come back into this material world, because towards the end of their life, they go back to Krishna Loka. Krishna is giving us such a beautiful benediction. It is a choice that we have to make. Krishna is giving us this piece of life for us to decide what we want to do. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshishtina priya. He's never partial to anyone. He's never envious of anyone. But he's saying, I've given you this life. You decide. If you want to have Krishna in our life, you can become Krishna consciousness. And towards the end of our life, we'll have Vishnu Dutas who will come and receive and take us back to Vaikuntha and Goloka Vrindavan. Or we'll be visited by Yamadutas who will take us in a next journey in our material life. So life, it's a choice that we make. But this is the time during the Damodar month where we kind of like intensify our sadhana and engage in more bhakti towards Krishna, because Krishna is telling us that even if you do swalpam abhyasya, even if you do in this month, it will pay off in a million ways. And Krishna showed us throughout his life that even though through Mother Yashoda, he's showing us that love is the supreme, the love that Mother Yashoda showed towards Krishna. This is a benediction that is not even offered to Brahma or Shiva, but it is offered to Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda showed us that the only way we can bind Krishna is only by bhakti. She showed us through this example, whatever in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Bhaktya mam abhi janati yavanyastyatmatata tato mam tattato visite tad anantaram. The one and only way you can bind Krishna is by bhakti. Krishna himself is telling in Bhagavad Gita. And that is being exemplified, and that is being shown here by Mother Yashoda's love towards Krishna, where she felt like when Krishna came crying, when he was sleeping, and he just came to Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda, she loved Krishna so much that she went personally herself. She did not give it to the maidservant, because Mother Yashoda was thinking like Krishna is going and stealing butter in every gopi's house. Maybe it's because I'm not making the kind of a butter that he loves to have in other, where he's going to other gopis' house and stealing. So let me make the best butter. And she herself choosing the cow's butter. Padmagandha is like one special set of cows which are called as Padmagandha cows, where they're supposed to be like the highest breed cows, and the milk is supposed to be the best. And they feed on a certain side of grass which gives the best milk. And Mother Yashoda decided that I'm going to make the best butter. So she herself did not delegate the work to the maid servant, but she herself personally went and extracted the milk of the Padmagandha cows, and personally was churning the butter when Lord Krishna came and sat in her lap. And we all know when Mother Yashoda, when suddenly the same Padmagandha cow's milk was actually overflowing over there, and Mother Yashoda suddenly, in that spur of the moment, she left Krishna and she went over there just to make sure that the special milk which she got for Krishna is not overflowing, because we all see then with practice in our lives itself, when the milk just overflows any second, isn't it? So when she went and tried to stop that, Krishna got very angry and upset, and he went and broke the pots. And then not only that, and he goes and takes that butter and then from the pot that was hanging, and then he goes and starts feeding the monkeys. Very interestingly, I was just listening from Maharaj that one of the names of Krishna in Vishnu Sahasranamam, one of the name of Krishna is called as Kapindra. Kapindra is master of all the monkeys. That's one of the name of Krishna in Vishnu Sahasranamam. And very interestingly, all the yugas, they're so linked, isn't it? In Treta Yuga, all the Vanaras or the monkeys, they helped Lord Ram in building the bridge. We all know about that, right? Like Hanuman was there, the monkey god, and then like they were all the Vanaras and the monkeys, they were helping Lord Ram. And in this avatar as Krishna Bhagavan, Swayam, the Krishna was reciprocating the love that the monkeys showed during the time of Lord Ram in Treta Yuga. So in Dwapar Yuga, Lord Krishna was paying off, for the love that they showed towards Ram by taking the pot of yogurt, by taking the butter and feeding all the monkeys around. Such a beautiful way of reciprocation, isn't it? Krishna is, he's taking care of the monkeys because he tells in Bhagavad Gita. For me, I try to link everything with Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paryupashate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogashaimam vahamyam. So when you are serving Krishna with love, which the monkeys were doing, Krishna says, I reciprocate. Your yogashaimam, I will take care. So here, the monkeys yogashaimam, Krishna is taking care by nicely feeding all the monkeys. And so beautiful that he was feeding the monkeys, and when he seen that he was showing scared, and Kunti Devi is so astonished to see that the word fear itself, fear personified, is scared of you. And that's Devadi Deva Sri Krishna, Supreme Personality of God, the God of all the gods, Sri Krishna Bhagavan, whom by the will of the Krishna, the planets are everything is happening by the will of Krishna. And that Devadi Deva Sri Krishna Bhagavan, he's looking around where Mother Yashoda is going to come, because he knows that I've broken the pot and Mother Yashoda might come any time. And he started, where as soon as he seen Mother Yashoda slowly coming behind him with a stick, he just ran away from there. And Mother Yashoda, for her, it was very easy to find where Krishna is, because just like a thief will always leave some clue to the police, similarly, Lord Krishna Damodara, he left the footprints of the butter while he was running away from that place to the room. So Mother Yashoda could easily find where Krishna is because he left the footprints. So she went slowly after him and with the stake. And when he seen the stake, he started running from there. And we all know this beautiful Leela that Mother Yashoda finally ran behind him, which is what the Damodarastakam is all about. And finally, when she tried to capture, when she finally caught hold of Krishna, she tried to bind Krishna to this wooden mortar. And it was so beautiful, this Leela, that no matter how much she was trying to tie Krishna with bringing a bigger rope, again, that was not sufficient. Even that was shot by 2 fingers. Again, she bought another rope, and even that was shot by 2 fingers. And our acharyas give a very nice explanation that these 2 fingers that the rope was shot was actually represents, the first finger represents our sincere endeavor to serve Krishna in every way that we can. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Atma Nivedanam, like that, all the 9 forms that Bhakta Prahlad says. So our sincere endeavor by practicing these 9 forms of bhakti towards Krishna. And the second finger represents Krishna's grace, right? So Krishna has many energies which are working in the service of Krishna, right? Kripa Shakti, right? Vibhuti Shakti, all their different Satya Shakti. There are so many Shaktis which work in Krishna's flavor. So when Krishna did not want Yashoda to bind, all these Shaktis stopped her from binding Krishna. But when he seen that Mother Yashoda was getting so tired of this endeavor to tie Krishna, finally Krishna was seeing poor mother she's struggling so hard. So finally she allowed. And that is when the Kripa Shakti, it allowed Mother Yashoda to tie him down. So all the Shaktis, just like we are controlled by all the material energy, right? Prakrite Kriyamanani Gunai Karmani Sharvashaha. So we are actually controlled by the material energy. But for Krishna, all the energies are working to serve him. They're ready to serve him whenever they want. When Krishna doesn't want to tie himself, the Vibhuti Shakti comes into play and she does not allow Mother Yashoda to tie. But when he finally agrees to be tied, the Kripa Shakti allows Mother Yashoda to tie him down. So like that, it's so beautiful to see how Krishna is showing his favor towards Mother. That Devadi Deva that nobody can bind is here crying at seeing Mother Yashoda, and not only that, allowing Mother Yashoda to tie him down with this with a rope. And that is the reason why we call Lord Damodara as Damodara. Dama means rope, and Udara means the belly or the abdomen. So because Mother Yashoda tied Krishna around the belly with a rope, he is called as Damodara. It is so amazing, isn't it? And even Mother Yashoda has a name, as a meaning to her name. Yasho means, actually it means fame. Yashoda means someone who gives fame to Krishna by showing that how he can be captured by the love of his devotees. So it is so beautiful. This Damodarastakam is a beautiful prayer which describes this Leela so beautifully, and for all of us to develop love for Krishna. Because how can we chant so beautiful for Krishna unless we develop love for Krishna? So this month of Damodara and this Leela of Damodara will melt all our hearts to see how the small baby Krishna is doing this Leela to with Mother Yashoda. And the interesting part is Mother Yashoda, this Leela where it happened is still there in Vrindavan. This place of Nanda Bhavan where this Leela happened, where Mother Yashoda was making butter, these places are still there in Vrindavan. So that is the beauty of our Sanatana Dharma. All these Leelas, wherever they happen, all these things are there. The place where Mother Yashoda asks Krishna to open her mouth and Krishna shows all the universes, those places are still there. So this Damodar Leela is so beautiful, where Lord Krishna exhibited that one particular point that you can never bind Krishna, but the only way that we can bind Krishna is by the pure love of his devotees. So seeing the mother's pure love, Krishna finally agreed to be bound. And later we seen how also this beautiful, you can see this picture where Lord Krishna, where Narada cursed these two sons of Kuvera, Nalagriva and Manikuvara, and who became as Yamala Arjuna trees in the courtyard of Krishna. And because Narada Muni is always trying to, they take part in the Leelas of Krishna. And so he cursed both of them to become as trees for 100 years. And so when baby Krishna was there, he knew the curse and he wanted to release them. So he went through the trees. They became as two trees. So when Krishna was, started creeping along with the wooden mortar, which got stuck in these trees, and finally, just by the touch of Krishna, they again regained the original forms as the demigods, and they offered their prayers. And Narada gave them a benediction that while they're staying as trees, they could be conscious of who they were. So once they were relieved of this curse by Krishna, just by the touch of Krishna, from the trees they regained the original position as demigods, and they offered their circumlated their own. Krishna offered their praise and went back to their heavenly planet. So these two beautiful leelas that happened with Mother Yashoda as well as with the two Arjuna trees whom Krishna gave the benediction. So very beautiful leela. Sorry, I was just overwhelmed that I just wanted to share about this Damodari leela with all our devotees, and all these pictures are so beautiful. We can just bring to our mind this imagination of how, not even imagine, to visualize how beautiful that times must have been. We can see how Krishna was standing up on the wooden grinding mortar and trying to break the pot of yogurt which mother was churning into butter, and how Krishna is just rubbing his eyes and being scared of his mother and just running away from there. All these kind of these beautiful leela. Krishna did not want to exhibit his powers at all. In this leela, he wanted to just play the role of a son, a beautiful son who's really afraid of his mother and running away from there. And it's so beautiful to see that when Balaram see that Krishna was caught up with these ropes with mother, and when he said Krishna, who has bound you with these ropes like this? And Krishna told Balaram, his brother, Mother Yashoda has tied me down like this. And so he goes to Mother Yashoda and asking Mother Yashoda, you are tied down, Krishna, can you release him? And Mother Yashoda, do you know who Krishna is? He is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the controller. And Mother Yashoda, oh, really? So Krishna is the supreme controller. And then who are you? He says, I'm the Ananta Shesh, I'm the supporter of Krishna. And all. Oh, very nice. You better leave from there, otherwise I'm going to tie you down also. So Balaram goes away from there and tells Krishna, sorry, I'm not able to help you in this. Even Mother Yashoda, because he was scared of her also. So these are all the beautiful pastimes, and when we are chanting and all this, we should bring to our mind these pastimes, and that's how our love for Krishna can, because whether we are chanting, whether we are offering fruits to Krishna, Krishna wants to be done with love. That whether we were chanting or anything. So that love can be developed when we know these beautiful leelas of Krishna. So I just want to quickly end over here, but I was just wanted to just share about this Leela with all of our devotees in case if there's any devotees who would like to know a bit more about this Leela. And I'm just I'm praying to Krishna this Saturday. I will be singing in Manor at 4:30. Hopefully, I'll be able to do some just because I loved doing it last year. So I'm going to be doing this year as well. Thank you, everyone. Anything that you would like to add? Because I thought because this is one of the stories in our Krishna book as well, which we covered earlier, long time back. We come a long way. Any other realizations? Any other things that you would like to add before we just start off with this chapter? Amoga Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very beautiful Prabhuji to hear all these pastimes. And one point, not points, so just in Vrindavan when Krishna was stealing butter, and then Krishna has taught all the skills to the monkeys in the Vrindavana. So if we go to Vrindavana, so monkeys are always there. So the local people used to say, so Krishna has trained all these monkeys. If we just go there, if anyone goes with the spectacles there in the Vrindavana, immediately they will take the spectacles without a gap, and then they need some kind of juice from as a exchange.
Yeah.
So very technically they do it.
Yeah.
And properly.
Yeah.
And
we had this experience, Prabhuji. We had this experience. They had taken away my mother's glasses, and we had to just fruity. You had to throw a fruity in order for it to return it back. So they're very well trained monkeys. So Krishna, I think, is trained very well. It's only that in Kali Yuga they started. They have exchange because nobody is offering butter, so they are now depending on fruity juice instead of butter. So we just had to offer that. Yeah, that's a lovely one, Prabhuji. Yeah, that's so true. Any other point before we? Idil Mataji, Prabhuti ji, anything would you like to add? Gayatri ji, anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, no matter how many times we listen to Damodara Leela, it is never tiring, it is never boring. It's always again as if we are listening to it for the first time. So thank you, Prabhuji, for today's. Yeah, it was beautiful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. I was just
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much for narrating in few minutes the whole story of Damodara. Thank you so much. Yes, Krishna, as we know that all these are the Leela, but it had to happen to release those two trees, right? That's why Krishna acted like that. Also feeding the monkeys and then breaking the pots and all. Krishna leaves his footprints everywhere. He left it in our hearts, but we cannot see. That's our misfortune. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, I think that's a very important point that you mentioned, Mataji. I was saying, just like how we left the footprints on the butter footprints, while listening to the Leela, he leaves footprints in our hearts also, right? With the heart footprints of love.
Yeah, Mother Yasoda had the eyes to see, but we don't have the eyes to see.
Yeah. That's true, Mataji. Thank you so much for that. Wonderful. I just wanted to, for all of us, because this is our platform for all our devotees to share with each other and, just, whatever realizations as well. And such an important month. So I thought just because we are starting off with today, we should just spend some time just discussing this Leela, which is so beautiful. Everything is nectar in Krishna book. So with your permission, I'm just going to go, Prabhuji, if that's okay. Amaga Prabhu, we'll quickly go to the...
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we starting off with the chapter 69. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We're just starting off with another beautiful chapter. I heard about this Leela and I was so keen that I should, go through the details, and so astonishing to see, because it's even more rejoicing for me because I just come back from Dvaraka. So seeing that Dvaraka Desh temple and seeing that, understanding that, all those palaces, everything are there under the water. as we speak also. So it is so gives me goosebumps to see, like, such a beautiful thing. And we're hearing, and here we are listening to that Hari Katha, this beautiful Krishna Katha. So we want to just get started off without losing time. The great sage Narada visits the different homes of Lord Krishna, which are, and we're starting off with chapter 69. Lord Krishna is so kind and merciful. He's giving us this benediction. We started this Krishna book long time back, and we have come a long way of chapter 69, which is starting off with this. Can I request one of you, like, if you can read this beautiful, start off with this, this one? Thank you.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, I can go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it the starting Prabhuji? Like when the great?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna. When the great sage Narada heard that Lord Krishna had married 16,000 wives after he had killed the demon Narakasura, sometimes called Bhaumasura, he was astonished that Lord Krishna had expanded himself into 16,000 forms and married these wives simultaneously in different palaces. Being inquisitive as to how Krishna was managing his household affairs with so many wives, Narada, desiring to see these pastimes, set out to visit Krishna's different homes. When Narada arrived in Dvaraka, he saw gardens and parks full of various flowers of different colors and also orchards overloaded with a variety of fruits. Beautiful birds were beautiful birds were chirping, and peacocks crowed delightfully. There were ponds full of blue and red lotus flowers, and some of these ponds were filled with varieties of lilies. The lakes were full of nice swans and cranes, and the voices of these birds resounded everywhere. In the city, there were as many as 900,000 great palaces built of first class marble, with gates and doors made of silver. The pillars of the houses and palaces were bedecked with jewels such as touchstone, sapphires, and emeralds, and the floors gave off a beautiful luster. The highways, lanes, streets, crossings, and marketplaces were all beautifully decorated. The whole city was full of residential homes, assembly houses, and temples, all of different architectural beauty. All of this made Dwarka a glowing city. The big avenues, crossings, lanes, and streets, and all the threshold of every residential house were very clean. On both sides of every path, there were bushes, and at regular intervals, there were large trees that shaded the avenues so that the sunshine would not bother the passerby. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. That was beautiful. So we are just coming across another beautiful chapter of Lord Narada, who plays a very important role in Krishna's divine leelas. Very beautiful and great. The great sage Narada, who happened to visit Lord Krishna in Dvaraka, and he was astonished to see that Krishna has married 16,108 wives actually. And many times, when we were small, like people used to just say, "Oh, Krishna married 16,000 wives. How would he marry 16,108 wives? And what is the story behind?" We never knew much of the detail because there was no Bhagavatam. But thanks to Prabhupada, our Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, who has given us this beautiful narration summary from Bhagavatam in the form of KrishnaBook. So now we can get into the details and understand it and just kind of like relish these beautiful pastimes and get to understand the bottom of it, like why exactly. And as we all know, Krishna is called as Atmarama, which means he's self-sufficient and he doesn't need anything from this material world. When Lord Krishna comes into this material world, he himself expands for his own pleasure. He expands on the left as Radharani and then right as Lord Balaram. And the great devotee, Lord Radharani, who's giving pleasure to Krishna, she is the pleasure potency of Krishna. So Krishna doesn't need anything from this material world. But we've seen that from our earlier chapters, when Lord Krishna went and killed this Narakasura, who was actually imprisoned all these 16,000 queens. And in those days, according to Vedic culture, once somebody has kept imprisoned, nobody would marry. They would come forward to marry them. And also, when all the queens, when they were released by Krishna, and when they seen Krishna, they were literally requested Krishna to accept them as a wives. And Krishna is always, through all the leelas of Krishna Katha, we see that Krishna is always reciprocating. He doesn't need anything from this material, but he still accepted the 16,000 wives to marry the 16,000 because they requested Krishna. And many also do not know that Krishna himself expanded into 16,108 Krishnas and married all the queens and made them as their wives. And they also do not know that Krishna not only expanded into 16,108 Krishnas to marry the queens, but he also built 16,108 palaces for each and every queen. Isn't that amazing? How would somebody be able to do? So Krishna, through the entire Leela, showed full-fledged, because when Lord Ram came, he exhibited most of the time, except for one time, where the time when he kind of liberated Jatayu, he played a perfect role of a king as a normal human being. But when it comes to Lord Krishna, whether it is lifting Govardhan Hill, or whether it's marrying 16,000, or building a place like Dvaraka in the middle of the sea, he exhibited full form, his full opulences were in full display. So here also many do not know, but as devotees of Krishna, we have to understand that Krishna is expanded into 16,108 Krishnas to marry all these wives. And this is what astonished Narada so much. And what can be so astonishing for a devotee to understand? Because a transcendentalist or a devotee of Krishna can understand that it is very much so possible for Krishna. After all, Krishna is sitting as Paramatma in the hearts of billions of Jivatmas. 8.4 million species of Jivatmas. They're all Krishna sitting and expanded himself in the heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshi Arjuna Tishtati. Krishna says, I'm sitting in the heart of all the living entities, not just human beings, but all the living entities. So if Krishna could expand himself into so many forms in so many living entities, is it difficult for Krishna to expand into 16,108 Krishna? So this is the beauty of Krishna, that Krishna can expand himself in so many forms. So Narada, he's very inquisitive here, and he's he wanted to just see how Krishna is able to manage, how Krishna's Leela is unfolding, because he wanted to see. And as we've seen from Bhagavad Gita here, Narada is being very inquisitive. He wants to know about all these things. In fact, Krishna says there are 4 kind of devotees who come to him, right? Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritana arjuna artha jignasi arthatu jnana bharta sarva. Krishna says there are 4 kind of pious people who come to Krishna. One is one who's having material problems and is full of difficulties. He wants Krishna to solve this problem. Other person who's coming, the second kind of devotee wants Lakshmi, a lot of money, so that opulences, wants that. And the third kind of devotee is someone who's very inquisitive. They see some Kalki movie and then they come to the temple to understand, what is this Kalki, this thing, and want to know about Krishna. Similarly, there was another movie that came, recently, and as soon as the movie that came, it's all about Krishna. So immediately they came to the mandir to understand, oh, we are very inquisitive about that. We just came to know more about Krishna. So that is the third variety of devotees, the third kind of devotees who come to the temple out of inquisitiveness. And the fourth kind of devotee who come to Krishna just to see Krishna and out of love for Krishna. But here, because I've seen the word inquisitive, I was seeing like this is the third kind of a devotee who's very inquisitive. So here, of course, we all know that Narada is a great devotee of the Lord, but he wants to see how this Leela is unfolding, how Krishna is doing this Leela. So here he's seeing that how Krishna was managing, was very inquisitive. So he set out on this mission to see like how Krishna is able to do this. So when as soon as he goes to Dvaraka himself, he sees such a beautiful opulences. Because if you want to know how Krishna was enjoying and how Dwaraka was during at that point of time in Dwapara Yuga, we can just read the Krishna Katha to bring to our mind, visualize in our mind how beautiful it must have been. For people who are thinking like, man has come from apes and all this kind of a nonsense theory. But we from Bhagavatam, we as followers of Sanatana Dharma, we can know that how beautiful, even in fact, there was more opulence, there was more intelligence at that point of time. For us, all of us, the intelligence is coming from Krishna. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto matasmiti jnanam apohana chavi. Our intelligence is coming from Krishna. And what to speak about the person who is an architect of Dwaraka? He is Vishwakarma. He is the architect of Dwaraka. Imagine what kind of intelligence he would have had to build those kind of a palaces. That 900,000 palaces were there in Dwaraka. So can we even fathom We just have, when we think about UK, we think about some palaces, Buckingham Palace here, and that palace, Windsor Palace out there, and things like that. Imagine 900,000 palaces where with made of full first class marble and doors of silver and everything. And this was the opulence of Sanatan Dharma, right? We heard about even Somnath Temple. It was completely studded with gold, and it was gifted by the Chandra, Lord Chandra himself. Imagine what kind of opulence there was there in the land of Bharat at that point of time. The pillars were bedecked with jewels and touchstones and sapphires. What to speak? Because everything, Krishna is the source of everything, of the spiritual material world, right? Aham sarvasya prabhu mata sarvam pravartate. He is the source of all the material and spiritual world. So obviously everything is coming from Krishna. And so it is not so astonishing. And here we can visualize in our mind how beautiful the city of Dwarka must have been, the high lanes, the street crossing, marketplaces. When I went and seen Dwarkadesh temple itself, of course, which was again renovated and a lot of thing was done, seeing the architecture of Dwarkadesh temple itself, I was just blown away. Such beautiful, intricate details and it was built by Krishna's great grandson, Vajranabha. So we can imagine. So what kind of a great history that we all of us have, that Sanatana Dharma is full of beautiful history. And we can see that during that point of time, we just have something left on the land now, in the form of Dwarkadesh temple, Rukmini Dev temple, Bet Dwaraka. So these are a few things which are left for us to at least go and visit. But the remaining, everything is there under the sea. It's all still there under the sea. All these residential houses where the Dwarka was full of residential houses, 900,000, those are there in the sea. So we can visualize in our mind how such a glowing city that Dwarka must have been at that point of time. Everything was so meticulously done, and there was so much opulence all over the place in terms of like whether it is jewels or whether it is the animals, the peacocks, and you can see that how beautiful the city must have been placed. Every residential house was very clean, and there were bushes on the right, both the sides, and things like that. And there was so much of shade that even the sun could not bother to, because there were so beautifully placed trees on all the both the sides of the roads. So it's so amazing to see, for us to bring to our mind how beautiful it must have been. So can we just go with the next paragraph? Anybody would like to read? Hare Krishna, any volunteers for the next paragraph?
Do you want me to read, Prabhu?
Yes, Hare Prabhu, please.
Okay. In this greatly beautiful city of Dvaraka, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, had many residential quarters. The great kings and princes of the world used to visit these places just to worship him. The architectural plans were made personally by Vishwakarma, the engineer of the demigods, and in the construction of the palaces, he exhibited all of his talents and ingenuity. These residential quarters numbered more than 16,000, and a different queen of Lord Krishna's resided in in each of them. The great sage Narada entered one of these houses and saw that the pillars were made of coral and the ceilings were bedecked with jewels. The walls, as well as the arches between the pillars, glowed from the decorations of different kinds of sapphires. Throughout the palace were many canopies made by Vishwakarma that were decorated with strings of pearls. The chairs and other furniture were made of ivory and bedecked with gold and diamonds. And jeweled lamps dissipated the darkness within the palace. There were so much incense and fragrant gum burning that the scented fumes were coming out of the windows. The peacocks sitting on the edge became illusioned by the fumes, mistaking them for clouds, and began dancing jubilantly. There were many maidservants, all of whom were decorated with gold necklaces, bangles, and beautiful saris. There were also many men servants, nicely dressed in cloaks and turbans and jeweled earrings. Beautiful as they were, the servants were all engaged in different household duties.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. That was beautiful. So, so it is. I feel so blessed that I was able to just at least witness that place of Dwaraka, just to even touch the soil over there. I think all of us, I'm sure, that we'll all go, Vrindavan on one side and Dwaraka on the other end, because Krishna has spent about 125 years, somewhere around 125 years, and the first 25 years in in Vrindavan, Mathura, and all those places, and the remaining 100 years he spent in Dwaraka. So we are so fortunate. Both the places of like Vrindavan as well as Dwaraka are still there for us to witness. And as devotees, we should from time to time we should visit those places to bring to our mind, because by reading this Krishna book, once when we go there, we can visualize it. Even the experience is going to be totally different, isn't it? Because we're going to visualize. I read in Krishna book, and this is how beautiful it must have been, and this is we are seeing here some of these places. For example, here we can see that Lord Krishna had many residential quarters which were visited by all the kings and the princes of the world. And this was made personally by Vishwakarma, the engineer of the demigod. So you can imagine there's a touch of the divine, where God's personal architects, they're coming and building this. So this is in Sanatana Dharma, everything is so surreal to understand, like the touch of the divine. Even in terms of living, even the terms of the palaces and everything were done by the Lord's chief architect Vishwakarma. In fact, when you go to Vrindavan, when you go to Nandabhavan's house, there the guides normally show us that these are the pillars which are built by Vishwakarma. And I was like so amazed to see them, like that Vishwakarma has built those pillars which are still there in Nandabhavan's house. So we can see that this is the sheer beauty of our Sanatana Dharma. Many times we keep reading about fiction books and trying to imagine things, but here we are talking about real stories. It is itihas. It is our history. It is our ancestral, like how we read about our ancestral history. This is our ancient history in Sanatana Dharma. And we can see that residential quarters themselves numbered more than 16,000, and every queen, 16,108 queens resided in each of these palaces that were there in this residential area. And great Narada was entered into the clouds to witness, to see the kind of opulence that was there in each of those palaces, that they were made of corals and the ceilings are bedecked with jewels. Imagine what kind of opulence was there at that point of time. Sapphires, and even the chairs were beautiful, canopies. Imagine the beautiful shades giving canopies decorated with string of pearls, and lamps dissipating the darkness. So we can bring to mind how beautiful it must have been there. In fact, there are some videos actually on YouTube where there's shown like how Dwarka is under the sea, and like what kind of pillars and all that. But I'm sure they're actually planning to have a submarine. Maybe it may not be happening immediately, but maybe it may take some time. But let's pray that someday we get to just go in a submarine to see the beautiful opulences of Dwarka, which is still there under the sea. And like how even the peacocks and the beauty, and look at the description that Vedavyas has given us in Bhagavatam, which makes us so easy to visualize about even the fragrance that was, the scented fumes that were coming out of the windows. And obviously when we put an agarbatti, that itself will give us a lot of fragrance and things like that, smoke. So we can imagine at that point of time how beautiful the fragrance must have been. That actual beauty and opulence was there in those days of Dwapara Yuga, where even the peacocks were mistaking these fumes for the clouds, and they started dancing. Such a poetic way of describing in Bhagavatam, isn't it? And even we can imagine how rich it was. The Dwarka was there, and the maid servants, even they were also decorated with gold and bangles, and even the maid servants and the male maid servants also with turbans and jewelry and all that. So this is the opulence of Dwarka. At that point of time, obviously we can understand when Lord Krishna himself was a king there in Dwarka. So obviously it has to fit the beauty of Krishna and he ruling the place of Dwarka, and then we will see. I would like to stop over here, because we will be seeing in the next session how Narada is basically going there to witness how this Leela of Krishna is unfolding, where how is it that he is managing all the 16,108 queens, and how is it that he is able to be there in each of these palaces. So that beautiful Leela, the nectar, will be discussed in our next session, next Thursday. I can't just wait to just go over and say and just share about how Krishna is expanded himself into 16,108 wife, and how Narada was so astonished to see the Leela of Krishna. So we should stay tuned for our next session. Yeah, today's session we just had just a quick run through on the Damodara Leela, and because the sweetest of it's the epitome of Vatsalya Rasa, the motherly love that Mother Yashoda showed towards Krishna. So this epitome of motherly love and this Leela is the topmost on Vatsalya Rasa. And so we have to discuss about such a beautiful Leela, because we don't get this chance once in a year. This Damodari Leela, this Damodara month happens, and it's so interestingly it's called as the month of Kartik. And I was just thinking about it, because when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, always Hare comes first. Hare is another name of Radharani. So similarly, even in terms of this auspicious month, first the month of Radharani comes, followed by Margashisha month. Mashanam Margashishoham, Krishna says. Of all the months, I'm the month Margashisha, which comes later. So like just like the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, first the month of Kartik comes, followed by the Margashisha month. So first Radharani and then Krishna. So first, if you can please Krishna Radharani by nicely following this Damodari Lila, it will please Radharani and it will please Lord Krishna also. And like as I said in the beginning, Lord Krishna always reciprocating. So we should nicely, wherever all of us are there, at home especially, we just light with a nice ghee lamp every day in the morning and evening. And that's the best way to attract Krishna. Sarva akarshiti iti Krishna. Krishna attracts everyone. So by just doing this small endeavor for Krishna, we will attract the blessings of Krishna as well. So I want to just stop over here. Any kind of realizations, any corrections, or anything from anyone, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Would you like to share that YouTube Dvaraka, Prabhuji, to palaces, if you can?
Yeah,
Just we can see the beautiful thing.
Yeah, definitely. The Dvaraka, the Singha Prabhuji. Yeah, that's the most treasure that is right now still there in Krishna's Dwarka. And yeah, I'm definitely going to pull that quickly. Dwarka in water, real video. Right. This is the one which I'm going to see. Yeah, I'm going to share quickly with everyone. Yeah, let's do that. Can everyone see?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, look at that. And here, and we all know that. Look at that.
For blood, that river has flown away. Yes, what do you know? The wheel of time keeps turning, and the day ends, night comes.
That's such a beautiful.
Night, when a small, tiny lamp is lit, its flame may be small, but seeing it from a distance, when the travel is falling down, it seems small. The wheel of time keeps turning. The day ends, night comes.
So this is the opulence of our. Beautiful, Prabhu. Isn't that so beautiful? Where can we ever even think about it? Beautiful. This is what it is.
क्या सच में श्री कृष्ण की द्वारका नगरी समुद्र में डूब गई या इसके पीछे कोई और रहस्य छिपा है? वैज्ञानिकों को समुद्र के नीचे हजारों साल पुराने महल, मंदिर और गलियों के अवशेष मिले हैं, जो इस बात का इशारा करते हैं कि यहाँ कभी एक शानदार शहर बसा करता था। महाभारत में लिखा है कि जब द्वारका वीरान हो गई तो भारी बाढ़ आई और पूरा शहर पानी में समा गया। लेकिन क्या ये बस एक प्राकृतिक घटना थी या फिर इसके पीछे कोई श्राप भी था? कहा जाता है कि गांधारी ने श्री कृष्ण को श्राप दिया था कि उनके वंश का नाश हो जाएगा और द्वारका समुद्र में डूब जाएगी। अब सवाल ये है कि क्या ये सच में एक श्राप का असर था या फिर श्री कृष्ण की कोई लीला? कमेंट में जय श्री कृष्णा लिखना मत भूलना। क्या सच में श्री कृष्ण की द्वार
So that's another one. Yeah, I think it's so beautiful, isn't it? To see what Krishna's lost.
अरब सागर में उड़ती इन लहरों में, समुद्र की गहराइयों में इतनी खूबसूरत, इतनी विशाल और इतनी भव्य नगरी को यदि कोई एक बार देख ले तो बस देखता ही रह जाए। ऊंची ऊंची दीवारें, बड़े बड़े गेट और उन पर की गई नक्काशी, भव्य मंदिर और महल, एक पूरा प्लांट शहर जिसे देखकर लगता है मानो हम कोई फिल्म देख रहे हैं। जी हाँ दोस्तों, आज हम आपको लिए चलते हैं समुद्र के 130 फीट की गहराई में, जहां स्वयं भगवान श्री कृष्ण की नगरी यानी द्वारिका स्थित है। लेकिन उससे पहले आपको बता दूं कि कई लोगों को द्वारिका और बेट द्वारिका में काफी कंफ्यूजन होता है। दरअसल द्वारिका को दो हिस्सों में बांटा जाता है, द्वारिका और बेट द्वारिका। द्वारिका गुजरात के जामनगर में समुद्र के किनारे बसा एक छोटा सा शहर है। द्वारिका शहर में ही विश्व प्रसिद्ध श्री द्वारकाधीश का मंदिर है, जिसे भगवान विष्णु के 4 धामों में से एक माना जाता है। वहीं बेट द्वारिका गुजरात में समुद्र तट से 3 किलोमीटर की दूरी पर समुद्र के बीच एक द्वीप है। सालों से यहाँ जहाजों द्वारा जाया जाता था, परंतु अब यह सड़क मार्ग से जुड़ चुका है। यहाँ कई सालों पहले खुदाई में कई सारे अवशेष मिले। द्वारिका की खोज करने गई आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट की टीम को एक ऐसी भव्य नगरी दिखी जिसे देखकर लगा मानो वह कोई फिल्म देख रहे हों। उन्होंने यहाँ पर करीब 9000 साल पुराने बर्तन, तांबे के सिक्के और एक ऐसा भव्य ग्रेनाइट का स्ट्रक्चर मिला जो कि एक भव्य महल और उस नगरी के चारों ओर बने परकोटे के समान। इस नगरी का मेजरमेंट 12 योजन यानी 153.6 किलोमीटर का था। खोजकर्ताओं को जितनी जमीन पर नगर के परकोटे के अवशेष मिले थे, भागवत पुराण के अनुसार ये उतनी ही जमीन थी जितनी समुद्र देव ने श्री कृष्ण को द्वारिका बसाने के लिए दी थी। इस नगर के बीचों बीच एक महल स्थित था, जिसके अवशेषों की कार्बन डेटिंग के बाद पता चला कि यह महल और नगर का परकोटा जिन नक्काशीदार पत्थरों से बना है, ये पत्थर कई हजार साल पुराने। लेकिन दोस्तों, आखिर हमें कैसे पता पड़ा कि यह नगरी द्वारिका नगरी है और इसे श्री कृष्ण ने बसाया था? और तो और ये पानी में कैसे डूबी? तो चलिए अब आपको इस अद्भुत नगरी का रहस्य, इतिहास और हमारे पुराणों में वर्णित इसके डूबने की कथा को विस्तार से बताते हैं। आप इस वीडियो को लाइक और शेयर कर।
So I just want to, because we know the history behind how it has happened, I think we just wanted to see like how this whole looks like. Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, it's still there. It's all there. So beautiful to just go through some of these videos, isn't it? It's wonderful to see like how the city must have been.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji, for showing this because you have been reading the same paragraphs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the opulence of Dwaraka.
Yeah, it's so amazing, isn't it? We read Bhagavatam and then we see like it's actually still there. Beautiful. That's
Yeah.
But our Sanatana Dharma and our Krishna consciousness, everything is live. It's there. Any other comments or realizations? Indulekha Mataji, Gayatri Ji, Prabhavati Ji, Suri Prabhu, anyone like to have? Paritosh Prabhu.
Nothing, Sham. As always, brilliantly done. Sorry, I had to go in the bathroom. Yeah, no, it's good to see you back. And yeah, no, very nicely presented and translated. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure, Prabhu. I look forward to the
But
weekend.
you said he's known as Damodaran, is it? Damodar.
Damodara, yeah.
So that's a string and the belly, is it?
Yeah, Dama means rope and Uddara means belly. So because Mother Yashoda
How do you
tied
pronounce it? How do you pronounce it?
Damodara.
Damodara. Yeah, right. So
Dama,
Damo is the rope and the belly is. And
Uddara.
do you remember how many times you have to do it? Is it 5, 2, 3?
It is 4, 2, 3. 4 at
4,
the
2, 3.
lotus feet, 4 at the lotus feet, 2 at the waist, 3 on the face, and then overall again 7.
Okay. Overall again 7. So it's 4, 2, 3, and then 7.
Indulekha Mataji or Prabhuti Mataji, maybe if you want to just add in any significance around that, because I was asked when I was not sure. Or Amaga Prabhu, if you have any idea on that. Significance around 4, 2, and 3. I know we are actually focusing on the lotus feet and
I don't know significance, Prabhuji, but I think devotees have shared. Maybe it's a kind of standard, I do not know. Maybe in the later Mataji can share some information.
So is it 4, 2, 3?
Yeah, 4 around the feet, lotus feet. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2
and then 3.
And 3 is in the around the the lotus feet. So
yeah, and then total again 7. Did you say?
Yeah, overall that's like
overall you have to. Oh, overall, right? So that's 4 to 6. 6, then that's 9, isn't it?
No, 4 to 3, and yeah, that's 9 and plus another 7. Yeah.
All right. That okay. That's what I'm saying. Another 7. Yeah, all around. Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. Thank you.
Like to add, Indulekha Mataji? That's my understanding.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, to be frank, I don't know. When people ask me, I say that's a standard set by ISKCON.
I actually, that's a ISKCON. We can also say it's ISKCON standard.
I may sound silly, but I don't know. If I don't know, right? So it's 4, 2, and 3.
Yeah, this is
right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, you see this,
and then 7 round. So can you tell again what you know about it?
Yeah, no, I was he was asking like how do we offer, and I was just saying that 4 around the feet and 2 around the belly and 3 around the face, and then again.
But do you know the meaning? Why?
Yeah, that's what I was just wondering, like if there's some reason to it, why 4? Because when I was just I was just in somebody's home and we were just doing, and they asked, and I said like I'm not sure. There must be some reason why.
Yeah.
But
there must be some reason. Maybe senior devotees would know. I don't know, Prabhuji.
Yeah, maybe.
I just go with the flow.
We all do, Mataji. We all do. I mean, that if you really look at it, everything in our Sanatana Dharma, there was a reason why everything was done. It's just that sometimes we are not aware of it, but sometimes we get to know through some sources, and sometimes we don't. So that's fine. I mean, it's just that sometimes we are not aware of it, but sometimes we should not get caught up in the if that's being followed, we do that. Otherwise, it's because, like as I said, whether we offer fruits or whether we're offering lamp, the underlying thing is with the bhakti, with love we are offering. That's what is the most important thing. So
the action and the bhakti.
Yeah, exactly.
Krishna sees action.
That he sees the bhava, like with what mood that we are doing it, how much of putting it. That's all matters. So yeah, so on that note, then I mean, if there's no further comments on this or any other points to be adding, thank you so much. I think we had this beautiful session. I really enjoyed doing the Damodara Astakam and with all of our devotees, because that's when the real nectar and the relishing happens when we are in the association of devotees. So I'm very happy about it. Looking forward to this weekend doing in manner as well, singing, and yeah, and I hope everybody we again join next Thursday, and we light the candles, and then we will start off with our remaining Leela, because this is another beautiful Leela. I can't wait to just continue next Thursday about how Narad Muni sees this Leela unfolding, and because for our devotees, we need to know some of these beautiful Leelas in depth, so that we can rejoice and share with everyone. So, because many times when I tell like Lord Krishna, do you know that Lord Krishna expanded 16,000? They're like, no, we didn't know about that. Then do you know that Lord Krishna manifested 16,000 palaces? They're like, no, we don't know. I had this experience when I was speaking to some, some visitors. So I'm looking forward to share more in detail next week. So thank you everyone, Hare Krishna, because it's so joyful, especially when we are with devotees,
Hare
and
Krishna.
that's when the real relishing happens of the nectar. So thank you so much for giving us your precious presence during Krishna Katha, and we will continue next. In fact, Damodari Leela, in fact, in manner, every day I think they're doing in the evening, they're reading Krishna Katha every evening. That's what I heard, I think read somewhere. So we should at least do on a Thursday together so that we can all enjoy this nectar.
Okay, somebody's put it here, 4237.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just posted it.
I'll post it actually in our channel, but I'll do that again. Yeah. Thank you very much. Vanchakalpat.
Thank you.
Kripa Sindhu.
Vasindubhai Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Can we all do 3 loud Haribols to Shyam Prabhuji?
Haribo.
Hari
Bol, Hari
Bol.
Bol, Hari Bol.
Such a
Thank
joy.
you.
Thank you for sharing these nice videos, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Hare
It's
Krishna.
really Krishna. See you
Thank you,
Really good
Prabhuji. Hare
good
Krishna.
coincidence for me today.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. Hare Krishna.